going on? It's your dog Artmanboxing, and we're back with another boxing conversation. Of course, we got to talk about last night fight, man. I'm still trying to recover, recollect, trying to figure out what happened, what went wrong. Man, it was a good fight, but let me bring my brother Julius on. What's going on, bro?
All right, man. What's up with you, man?
Shit, I'm chilling.
Hey, if we start having some technical difficulties, man, just send me the link again, and I'll come in through my
You cool now?
computer. Okay, cool. Hey, man. Last night, bro. Um, let me give Lubin credit because you know, no, we might give him credit, but it's gonna be a portion of people that try to discredit him. Let me say that Lubin didn't have to take this fight and risk his mandatory. He was already mandatory. Um, Lubin just want to fight the best people, man, and um, and that's just what it is. And Breadman, I saw he sent out and compared Fundora to Margarito. That's a lie.
And
Fundora
that's what I
is
said. Like,
more,
man, what?
yeah, yeah. Come on, man. You know what he was doing? He do what a lot of people do. They compare people to other people that's in their own ethnicity. They don't look at what they really do. They just say, "Oh, he black, so I'm gonna compare him to someone that's black that do this, or someone Mexican that do that." No, Fundora actually fight like a black guy that fought not that long ago who got paralyzed, named Paul Williams. That's who he is. Paul Williams was a 6'3" welterweight. You know what I'm saying? He fought the exact same way that Fundora. He didn't jab like a tall guy. He tried to fight on the inside. They fight the exact same.
Okay, give me 1 second, Julius.
Yep.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah,
So
no
yeah,
problem, bro.
he said he fought like Paul Williams.
Exactly like Paul Williams. While we up here on live, just pull up some Paul Williams videos and just watch how he fought. He fought on the inside. They weren't big punchers, but they hit you with enough stuff from crazy angles. Both were southpaw. Paul was a 6'3" welterweight. Fedor is a 6'5" junior middleweight, but he'll have the same advantages if he go up to 160. The same way Paul had the same advantages at 154 when he moved up and was 6'3" and threw 100 punches around. Paul used to throw 100 punches around, so he threw a little bit more than Fedor, but Fedor and him are the same type. And like I said, Lubin didn't have
Mm,
to take this fight.
mm. He had a little uppercut too.
Yeah, you know, Laura. Lubin did not have to take this fight, man. He could have just, fought someone. Matter of fact, he probably could have fought Tony Harrison or somebody who looked good last night. Let's give
That's who he
Tony
should have been
Harrison
fighting, Tony
his
Harrison.
props. Yep, let's give Tony Harrison his props right now too. Tony Harrison, that's the best he looked since the Charlo fight.
I was impressed.
Yes, I was too.
Yeah.
Great fight. What's up, D Hive?
What's going on, y'all? I knew after Tony Harrison worked out the kinks his first fight that he would be better his next fight because he even said that him and his brother sometimes butt heads when it comes to training. So I knew after they got through one fight and had another camp, they would be better. And I'm glad that's how it happened.
Yeah, that's the best Tony Harrison look. He, matter of fact, but let me say this: the way that Tony Harrison fought that guy is the way that you would beat Fundora. You're not gonna be able to hang in the inside with Fundora because I've seen guys fight guys like Fundora, Paul Williams, and how you beat him. I've seen how those guys get beat. Now, don't get me wrong. Lubin, had Lubin not took so much damage, Mike could have finished Fundora off when he knocked him down. But for the most part, to stay safe in a fight against a guy like Fundora, you better off boxing him from the outside, pot shotting him, and move your feet. You can't do what Lubin did and stay in front of Fundora all night and catch shots with your face and your body because you're gonna get worn down.
That's one of the things I was saying. Although I don't think that Lubin should have adjusted his total game plan. I just think two things he should have done. One, when you throw your hooks, step around. All he did was shell up in front of him and allow him to land the uppercuts all night. Number two is go to the body some. The
He
D Hop, you gotta admit he was going to the body, man. But I feel like because he got his shorts so damn high, it wasn't sticking.
no, bro. What he was doing was okay. You notice how when
Because
took
he was
his
shooting it
headshots,
straight down the middle.
that's what I'm saying. You know when he was taking his headshots, he took a half step back and just like flung the hooks out wide. That's
Yeah.
what he should have done, but on the body. His body shots, I saw him. He was going straight to the body. He was trying to do some hooks on the inside, but he wasn't getting enough leverage because Fundora was smothering him. I'm saying that he should have had the same conviction he had with his headshots on his body shots.
I thought Lubin was gonna jump on him from round one. But you know what Lubin started doing in the second round? He started to start trading with him in the inside. I
Yeah,
was like, what the fuck? And that's why his ass got hit with that the first uppercut that dropped his ass. I was like, oh shit.
and he would throw his shots and not step around. That's what I'm saying. Like if you look at the fucking Lubin that fought what's his name that fought Gallimore, he stepped around on Gallimore, bro. How you remember to step around on Gallimore, but you don't remember to step around on this big motherfucker right here?
Y'all heard what
I,
Shakur Stevenson said about it?
what Shakur say?
He said he didn't like it because um, he don't like seeing fighters taking too much punishment like that. He said he should have been more defensive responsible in that fight.
I agree. Step around,
Uh,
and when you
you,
hold
um,
them, and when you hold
mhm.
them, turn them.
I'm gonna tell y'all, man. In my opinion, the reason that it was two reasons why he wasn't as defensively responsible. Number one, because Fundora was allowing Lubin to come in and get his stuff off. And a lot of time when fighters are used to getting their punches and they shots off like that, and that
Mhm.
they can punch a little bit, they're used to guys being more hurt.
Yeah,
And when he would get his shots off, Fundora would be. Remember, I said this, D Hive. Every time we start talking boxing, I always say punch with guys, and that's what Fundora did. When Lubin got his shots off, before he finished, Fundora would shoot uppercuts while he was punching. And if you remember, when he faked him with the left uppercut, came back with the right uppercut, Lubin was right there for him because he had just got finished punching and ran right into it. So
That's
Fundora got good ring IQ. But I gotta say this too though. Um, they are so quick to call black fighters weight bullies. Okay. Well, what is Fundora?
Fundora is a massive way bully, but yeah, Fundora's camp knew that if it went to a shootout, it's all about whose chin gonna hold up better, and we all know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we all knew. Like people kept saying, "Oh, people weren't picking Fundora to win." I'm like, a lot of people picked Fundora to win. We all know Lubin's chin was thick.
you LDBC guys
Yeah,
pick.
bro.
I'm
Yeah,
like, dude,
right.
Nobody picked Lubin with any confidence. Y'all
nigga,
even
this is a 50-50 fight.
and that's
Yep.
and that's what I
No
was gonna
fuck.
and that's what I was gonna say. Everyone on Twitter is going ape shit because they're not used to seeing 50-50
50
fights
fights.
anymore.
Right.
They're used to handpick fucking garbage where
Yep. Showcase fights.
exactly where Triple G, Canelo, Ryan Garcia get in there and wash somebody.
Triple
They're
G
like, oh,
versus Murata and shit.
yeah,
Like
they're like,
it's
oh yeah,
Exactly.
oh yeah, that was such a good performance. I'm like, yeah, the reason why you're shocked right now is because this is a real 50-50 fight. And believe it or not,
Mhm.
boxing used to always be this way. And we can get back
And
to it if y'all stop bullshitting around and protecting people.
and that's why I've been saying in the whole lead up, this is a 50-50 fight. It could go either way. That's why it was so hard. I couldn't even make a decision on who was going to win because I knew, yeah, Lubin had a weak chin, but Lubin is a diverse puncher. Like he can punch and he can box,
Yeah,
but
and
his
people were
face didn't hold up.
making it seem like this was a wash because Fundora got the stoppage. I'm like, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah,
this
that
shit
was
was back and forth.
it was back and forth. Matter of fact,
Lubin was
Lubin
still
was ahead on
grabbing.
all the scorecards.
But yeah, I know that motherfucker was like, oh, Fundora just came in and destroyed Lubin and crushed him. Blah, blah, blah.
Like what?
I'm like, what are y'all talking about, bro? That shit was back and forth. They both knocked each other down. Lubin's corner was just looking out for his personal safety. And also, let me clarify.
Right.
Everyone was crying on my fucking Twitter post. So let me get this out the way. I wasn't disagreeing with the stoppage, okay? All I was saying was that at that point, the damage that you're looking at had already been done.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, another career setback for Lubin might be a death knell in his career, which means that he's going through all of this to not even get anything out of, I mean, not anything, but he's going through all of this to not get what he wants to out of the sport. Because if y'all
Mm-hmm.
remember, the reason why he ended up in this fucked up situation, having to take this fight, is from what? Oh, right, having to climb his way back from a horrible knockout. And guess what it led to? Another horrible knockout. And guess what this might lead to? He has two good fights. And then what? What's he gonna do? Fight someone like Tim Tszyu, Joey Spencer? And then what could happen? Another
Hey,
horrible.
well, he'll beat Joey Spencer. He'll beat Joey Spencer. And let me say this though. What's up, Remy? What's
What's the
good,
deal?
Remy?
What's going on, Remy?
Man, that shit really pissed me off, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really mad about Lubin Fundora, bro.
It's
Like
terrible.
to be a stack, bro. Like I'm really crushed for Lubin, bro. Like I'm not gonna cap, bro. I just gotta say it, bro. I really, really, cause like we talked to Samson about that shit, and it pretty much exactly what he said was gonna happen. Fucking happened. And
What'd he
I was a
say?
little smug with that nigga. I really was thinking into my head, like, bro, Fundora ain't finna be Lubin, bro.
Hmm. Well, I'm gonna tell you, bro. I'm gonna tell you this, and I knew right from the beginning when he signed that fight. Look, man, you got to go in the ring with a guy 6'5". I don't care who you are. It's gonna be nights where a guy can outbox Fundora, and then everybody gonna say, "Oh man, Fundora ain't nothing," and
I
then
seen it.
Fundora is gonna come back and beat somebody.
I
Like here's
seen
the
it.
example, huh?
I
What were you
seen
saying,
it
Art?
already. I already seen
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
right.
Sergio
Uh,
Garcia put in more work on Fundora than he did on
and,
fucking Harrison.
and my man from Cincinnati, Clark.
Clark, yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
Yeah,
about.
but here's the thing though. Hey, this is where people say styles make fights, but they just say that because they hear other people say it. But this
Hmm.
was an example of styles making fights because that kid Garcia gave a good account of himself against
Fundora.
Fundora, right? But Tony Harrison beat him down.
He didn't
And
win a
people
round.
said that Tony Harrison had looked like garbage the last couple of fights.
Against
But he
Perella,
came
for
out.
real.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I be saying, man, a lot of people that we talk to, a lot of people that we listen talk about boxing, bro, they don't know. They only are they taking A beat C, so C gonna beat D, and then D gonna lose to A. That's all they doing.
Yeah, the
Eh,
triangle theory.
there's a guy that I'm not going to say his name, but there's a guy that does fight predictions, right? On
Hmm.
video, on video,
I know exactly what
Okay.
you're talking about
and
already.
I don't, but it's
That shit,
okay.
everybody's like,
that
oh,
shit
this
is
guy
cringe.
he knows his stuff.
Hmm.
Last night, me and him had the same prediction, and only one of us woke up with, "Oh, your fighter lost," type of talk.
Gotcha.
And I'm black, and he's not, by the
Art,
way.
you know they gonna
Gotcha.
hate on y'all. So you like that
Gotcha.
nigga. How some? Hey, Hey, some funny shit happened yesterday though. Or that when that nigga hopped in there, I kicked it. I said, "Hold up, man, hold
Oh
up.
yeah, like what
You
the?
niggas not about to come in here
I got
starting
some real
shit,
life
bro."
creeps, man.
Bro, that nigga start just yelling at you. That shit tripped me out, bro.
Hey, it's like I be saying, man, and I'm gonna continue to say this, and people are gonna continue to call me whatever. We need to keep a space with just us, man.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
how I
I'm
be doing
saying?
my stuff. That's how I do
Just
my live streams right now. I
yeah,
can be kicking back.
just
I
I'm
was
point
working right
blank.
embarrassing
now.
niggas
It
though,
just
Julius.
need to
That's the
be
only
us,
thing I've
man.
been trying to do lately is get those people who like to be in my mentions with that weird shit, force them to try to talk to me about all that shit and hold up that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, but
And
that's all
bring
they
Yeah,
it
want.
so
They just want your
everybody will know
time.
you're
yeah,
a reach.
exactly, man.
They just want your time, bro.
That's all. And like I had said
No
before, man.
cap, no cap, and that's what I'm deciphering.
They just want your time. They want to talk to you.
Right.
Cause that's how they be. Cause some of these dudes they start off all violent with me, and then after a while they be like, I actually agree with Art Man, and
Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
Art Man,
Yeah,
I'll smoke one with Art Man. He's
I
cool,
can't
man.
stand
yeah,
Like
I
what the
can't
fuck?
stand the fucking change of energy. Like they'll come on the channel
yeah,
and be like, "Oh, you guys that's pretty cool," and then they'll go back on Twitter and be like, "You're a piece of shit. You have the worst." I'm like, "What is wrong with you? You fucking."
yeah. And I mean, look, and I'm still telling these guys, look, man, like the weird stuff they talking about this guy that all of it. And listen, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I've seen this playbook before. And Art, man, I hate to talk about this, but I haven't talked about it with you. So the guy that's acting like that's saying that he from Los Angeles that come up with the fake contract and
Oh
all that
God.
stuff. But no, I gotta say this though. He coming from the same playbook that I have seen promoters and managers are doing the exact same thing, man. They're doing the exact same thing. They
Exactly.
come up, y'all
Putting
think
out
about this,
putting
man.
out a bullshit contract and then calling you a duck when you don't sign it.
A- Absolutely. Look, now I don't know what happened in this situation, but we saw it real live and clear doing the Gary Russell and Devin Haney thing. Let me first of all say Devin Haney would beat Gary Russell right now. Let me say that, okay? I'm coming on record saying Devin Haney would beat Gary Russell,
And Gary
okay?
Russell know it.
But let me say this though. But that contract talk, that was stupid. And people now done took that blueprint that Bill Haney laid out, and now they doing that on stuff that ain't got nothing to do with fighting. If he wanted to give Artman $2,000 for lasting 4 rounds, he could have DM'd Artman and said, "Look, Art, here's my phone number. And let's negotiate this thing. I'm gonna give you two
For
thousand.
real.
Like, come on, man.
The
I'm
All
thing
this
is,
I'm gonna
Would
stupid
have
give
got
you a
my
stuff.
number
thousand
because
dollar.
I'm
I'm
art
gonna give you
promoter.
a
I'm art
$1,000
promoter. That nigga
advance.
would have got my number.
what
That's
Gary
what
Right.
I said. I'm gonna
what,
give
Gar-
you $1,000 advance to come out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
with Gary Russell, they disagreed on the term sheet though, not the actual contract
Yeah, I
itself.
got you. But I'm just saying, no, I'm not saying anything about that necessarily. I'm saying that now these soldiers have taken that same blueprint and now they doing it in everyday life, talking about nothing.
I was
That's
I
what
was
I'm
When
saying.
you
I
see
was
when you see the people who was even giving that shit life, Julius, then you like that's why I just
Polo,
laughed a little bit.
Polo.
it's a
All
bunch
the
of
polo.
niggas,
bunch of bums.
it was
That
all the
That's why I was
niggas
like,
that
what?
don't.
that nigga's mad. That nigga's mad because one time, I swear to God, one time he was asking to get in the show in the back chat and Art didn't let him on. He's
No,
still
no,
mad.
no, 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 no. That's not it. No, one time he was on the show and you
Can't
was
see.
grilling him on the
Look,
show.
Wait, can you get
Well,
mad because
can't
of
see.
me?
yeah,
To the side.
remember?
What did I do?
He said he don't want to come on the show because of you, because you just
Oh my God, what the fuck did I do? I didn't do anything to him.
yeah, because he said you. It was a while ago. We did a stream and he was like, yeah, you said something about that was very disrespectful to him,
Oh, what? He's
and
probably
he can't be associated with us.
he's probably mad because I was right.
Hey, well,
Man,
man,
anybody doing
they
that eating
they
space is
do me
funny.
the exact same
Period.
way.
soft
They
ass.
say the exact same thing.
He probably mad because I was right. What I said hit too close to home. I was correct.
Yeah. And here goes something else, man. I want to say something about the Triple G fight yesterday. First of all, I'm gonna start it off by discrediting Murata. Murata is an average fighter, man. He's an average fighter. He's average in every sense of average. Rob
Murata,
Brandt beat him up.
Julius fucking
Come on,
funny.
man.
Murata was never good.
He
He
was
was
never good.
he was never
Now
good.
people like one guy that me and Art Man was on his
Look,
Twitter
I'm gonna do.
thing.
I'm gonna monster that.
Yeah, like me and Art Man was on this guy, a trainer. We was on his page, and this guy was acting like Triple G beat Roy Jones Jr. so much so he called me basically a hater.
Oh God,
Called me a hater.
I know who y'all talking about. Oh Jesus
And,
Christ!
and that's not the one that said all Triple G haters are black.
No.
No. This guy's a trainer of a former world champion.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
Yeah,
put
me and
I
you
put
was on his page.
I put it
Yeah.
in the back chat. But yeah, that motherfucker needs to work on his stable instead of talking so much. He needs to get his affairs
Man,
in order.
that's trying to appease them white folks, man, and the Mexican fan base
I
so
know.
that
I'm
he can
starting
get
to
a
see a lot
job
of
about
that.
fighting. That's all. Come out here with all these
They
stupid
put too much
takes.
energy into
All
these
these stupid
fighters, bro.
takes,
I'm
man.
noticing that.
Triple G,
He's going into the
and
Hall of
here's the
Fame.
bad part. Yeah, and here's the bad part about Triple G. Triple G would have beat some of these guys in his prime. You get what I'm saying? He
Right?
didn't take the fights. We have to say what happened. Triple G did not take the fights. And at the end of Triple G career, the only fighter, that credible fighter, that he gonna be able to say he fought that's gonna be close to an all-time great was Canelo. Because I don't put Danny Jacobs and Murata are on the same level of fighters, man.
And especially if you look at how the Danny Jacobs win aged, almost losing to Gabe Rosado, actually losing to
Right,
John Ryder, bro. Get the fuck out of here. That's why when
That
I
right.
say
shit aged like cottage cheese. That shit aged like cottage cheese.
It sure
horrible,
did.
horrible. And then when I asked people, I was like, hey, so since this nigga Danny Jacobs can't seem to beat Ryder, how much credit are we giving Triple G and Canelo for this win? Niggas was gonna hush
Right,
money, pure hush
right,
money.
It's looking like
right.
he was the you feel me? The like come on, let's be real. Do we think he beats Boo Boo and Charlo right now? I don't.
No, no, he lose both of
Charlo,
them fights.
Charlo
I
will
think
beat the shit out
Charlo will
of
fuck around and knock him out right now.
Charlo will beat the
Yeah,
living shit
Charlo
out of
would.
Danny Jacobs no matter what weight they fight at.
Yeah,
it
definitely,
really it really wouldn't matter. He
definitely.
beat the living shit out
And
of Danny Jacobs. It
and
would be
and not just that, he would have beat Danny Jacobs 10 years ago. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? He would have beat Danny Jacobs every walk of life of Danny's career.
Danny Jacobs was getting people forget. Danny Jacobs was out here getting put on his ass by Sergio weak ass Mora.
Yeah,
People
You
don't
feel
remember.
me?
People don't
yep.
remember. They got short ass memories. They think, oh, Danny Jacobs is the ultimate badass. And keep in mind, without that knockdown in the first round, does Triple G really win that fight?
No.
Right. That's
this
true.
this what I'm
And
talking
people,
about.
and that's why people got upset with me because I said fucking Errol Spence fuck around can beat Triple G at 160. They said, "Oh
Mm.
no, why would you say something like that?" I'm like, "Well, shit, it's not too far fetched if you look at the nigga who
No, it
just
ain't
fought
far
Marwan.
fetched at all.
Look
Didn't
at the nigga who
Canelo
just fought
skip
Marwan."
welterweight?
And that's what I
Right.
said. I said, "So you telling me Canelo from 147 can beat Triple G, but
But I'm
Spence can't?"
but wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Canelo go from 140 to 154 on up? He skipped
Now,
he
no,
skipped
no,
welterweight, didn't
he fought at welterweight. But he stopped. His last fight at welterweight was the fight he got hurt by Jose Cotto.
Oh, when
That
he
was
was
his last fight at
I got
47.
that
Uh,
video in my
when he
phone
was
like
10
six times.
when he was 10 years old.
Every nigga, hey Julius, that's one of my favorite videos on the internet.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember the punch sequence and all.
Oh, he was still fighting.
Yeah.
He was still fighting in
I
Mexico at
love that
welterweight.
video.
Yeah, because whenever they try to say that he's indestructible, it's like, nigga,
Hey,
Are
he
you
was another
serious?
guy that was trying to weight bully. He was trying to weight bully too.
He weight bullying now.
We know.
Right
Yeah,
now.
We know.
He weight
you
bullying
We
now.
know,
know.
getting all these guys to fight at these catch weights. But like I said, man, Lubin. Sometimes I like that fighters do things like this, like what take chances. But sometimes I be like, man, if they didn't take this chance, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, Lubin did not have to take this fight, bro. He didn't have to take it.
And now to make Fundora look extra good, people are saying, "Oh my God, Lubin looks amazing. This is gonna do wonders for career." Let me tell y'all. Let me be the first to tell y'all. Lubin's career is not gonna be on a high note from here on out. Lubin's career is about to fucking slip from his goddamn hands because he has two choices. Number one, face the current field and try to get back in the title position again. That's number one, and that might not work out. Number two, move up in weight. Now, what the hell you think that Chin gonna do
I
moving up in weight?
I actually think he need to stay where he at, but let the field like take the next 9 months off, right?
Yeah, I'll take
Within
a
the
whole year
next
off.
12, yeah, within the next 12 months, D Hive, it runs in cycles. It probably gonna be a vacated, like two or three of them titles probably gonna be vacated. And at this stage, Lubin still probably can beat some of the guys as long as you keep him away from Charles Cornwell and you know what I'm saying, Conwell
And
and
Boots.
just some of those punches like that. He should be okay, but he ain't gonna never be what he could have been.
We talking
Now
about
that
Al
that
Heyman
can.
here. I don't think Al Heyman just gonna let the brother just ride out like that.
Oh
But the
no, he never do.
This ain't top rank. Top rank
No,
will
this
just
no.
kick you
but
to
the
the
thing
curb.
is, but the thing is, not only does he have to worry about the threats that are actively in the division that's gonna be looking at the vacant, he got to worry about niggas coming up.
Well, that's hey man. He hey
You see what I'm
hey
saying?
Hey,
look
I
but
wanted
nigga,
to
that's
ask y'all, do y'all
that's when
hey
it
think
goes
that's
from
how it
skills pay
go.
the bills, nigga.
move down the
Nigga,
way?
if Boots get his hands on Lubin, it's over.
That's a realistic fight.
And no, that's a fucking 80-20.
I'm saying it's realistic though. Like it can happen.
That's why I said what I said. Lubin's career is in deep shit.
Hey, but look, man. As long as the guy go and make some money, in the end, that's what's gonna matter. Because look, every fighter ain't gonna get the cuddling and be able to win world titles by fighting Liam Smith or Liam Williams or Caleb Smith or Caleb
Right,
Williams. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right.
So it's just what it is. You know, it's just what it is. Sad,
You
but
Hey,
talking
I
y'all
about
see
seen
how
that
it.
people
red
got pissed?
carpet treatment?
Hey, y'all see how people got mad when I made that tweet today about Billy Joe Saunders? I
Yeah,
had I had made a
Now,
tweet
what you
about
say about it?
for people who don't know, tuning in. I posted on Twitter. I'm about to read the word for word, but I posted on Twitter a post about Billy Joe Saunders. Can y'all hear me? All right.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said fans need to hear this. Billy Joe Saunders was never good. His biggest win was Lemieux, who also isn't good. Billy Joe dropped out of the Andre fight because of the Peds. Can we stop acting like he was good because Canelo beat him for a belt?
Hmm.
yeah, and then I
And people
told
like, no, all right, man, how'd you say such a thing? Don't try to diminish Canelo's career, his reputation, his resume. I'm
No, it
like,
ain't diminishing Canelo. It's diminishing Billy
Billy Joe.
Joe.
And then
That's
I even put underneath it. I was like, and the worst part about it is, if Andre would have whooped Billy Joe Saunders' ass, Canelo
would
would
have
have
never
still
happened.
fought Billy Joe Saunders instead of Andre, and Andre would have got no credit.
100%.
Just like how Andre was the one who initially took Martirosyan's O, and he got no credit for that, but all of a sudden Martirosyan became this ultimate badass when Triple G beat him.
Hmm.
So the cycle would have just repeated itself. As opposed to fighting Andre,
That
then he
was a
came to the
terrible
fight.
cherry pick too. That was a fucking cherry pick from hell.
Yeah,
Didn't
He was
Martin
supposed to
Rosen
fight one
hadn't
year.
fought in 3 years or some
yeah,
shit
he
like
came off a
that?
long
Right.
layoff. But my thing is, as opposed to fighting Andre in between Canelo fights, you decided to fight fucking Martirosyan, who's coming up in weight, inactive, and then you all of a sudden get all this credit. Like, what?
And was never good.
It was never good.
And then we just gonna have to start calling it out. Like the motherfucker was never good.
Mhm.
So
That's
why
what
we
I've been
why are we
doing. That's
praying?
what, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I grilled some niggas yesterday for saying that bullshit about Andre. And I had him in his space. That's why I was so glad, bro.
Oh,
Like,
they talking about Andre again because I swear when that chicken talk was
oh, I
on.
cornered some niggas. I cornered them, and I said, "Oh no, I muted
Right.
everybody." Mic.
Niggas were silenced. Niggas were giving Andre
Cook
all
their
this
ass in that
respect.
bitch.
Niggas were giving Andre all this respect when he was on the Twitter space, but now it's back to Andre it ain't shit. I'm so
Yeah.
sick. I'm so sick
Hey,
of y'all, bro.
And then they was
hey.
looking at me crazy when I called it out. I was like,
Exactly.
bro,
Everyone tried to play dumb that day. Oh, what? We always loved and supported
Yeah.
Demetrius Andre. Oh, and then
Hey,
next day
hey,
on that bullshit.
if y'all can believe it, yesterday I after me and this trainer had it out, you won't believe who was on my side shooting out tweets with me.
is that
Slim.
Oh
oh
Lord.
shit.
Yeah, I mean, even Slim looked at it and was like, man, I can't, as much as I like to go against the grain, I'm not going to go and give this no Triple G love like this. Like, man, please, come on. And like,
He
it's the truth, man.
Chris
Like,
Mannix said
we got to,
he's the Hagler of our
Oh,
generation.
the
yeah,
dick,
come
hey,
on, man.
D.I. said that the dick sucker is at an all time yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Like, and then we talking about Ryan Garcia. Niggas are riding his nuts like he's been putting in work these last 2 years. I'm like, bro, he accomplished nothing, and he came back
Man,
against a nigga that we've never heard of and looked like straight trash.
man, here's the thing.
Bro, that nigga he fought looked exactly like the nigga that brought me home in the Uber last week. I swear to God. He
Yeah,
looks
that's what it
exactly like
is,
him.
man.
Oh my god.
Ryan Garcia fought Kunta Kinte, man. And who saw it? Like, being for real.
I ain't watch it.
I watched that bullshit.
I ain't watch that shit at
I did.
all.
I didn't
Come
I
watch
couldn't
on,
even
that
man.
watch the
shit.
highlights. The
I
highlights
ain't
was
watched
trash too.
I
nothing
told
of
y'all.
it.
Well, I watched
All
the
I know
highlights.
is 12
I'm
round
lying. I
decision.
watched the fight. I'm lying. Why am I lying? I watched the fight this morning. I'm tripping.
I watched
I
it.
didn't,
I
Damn, I'm
bro.
watched it
lying.
when
I
it
ain't watch
was.
that shit.
I watched it when
I
it
ain't
was
watched
on,
I
and they
watched
both
it to
look
talk shit
terrible.
though.
They both look fucking terrible. Like the whole
I
fight.
mean, come on,
And
man.
that dude was
Ryan
literally just
Garcia versus
running, bro.
Kunta
The dude was
Kinte.
just moving. Ryan couldn't cut off the ring or nothing.
You can't
They
do
look like Roland Rose. That
it.
fight was
That nigga looked
dumb.
like Ben Gordon.
Hey, a basketball player. Oh, man. Crazy,
But yeah,
man.
this was terrible for Lubin. I ain't even gonna lie. Like this was like the worst outcome to me because like he faced with a fucking huge crossroads. He not finna he lost his shot at the title again for the time being. Uh
Right.
division does he fit in at?
Hey,
Thank
You
you.
know?
Remy, I'm going to tell
These
you,
are all the
bro. It's
questions
all
I was
about
trying to point
timing,
out.
though. I'm telling y'all, it's all about timing, man. Because today it look a certain way, but 9, 12 months from now, bro, it might mess around and be Tim Zoo as a champion at one of the weight class. Like, I'm just saying, because trust me, when Charlo beats Castano, we're gonna start to see some titles get vacated. And I'm just saying, man, you
No,
know,
everybody gonna say Charlo
it
ducking Fundora if he decide to vacate.
oh man, come on.
If,
It's already in the
We're
works.
gonna
It's
ignore
Charlo
it and
already
talk
in
shit
the
about
works, bro.
Charlo gonna go up and fight Jenna back
he should. Janabek ain't shit.
Yeah,
for a belt though.
That's what I'm saying. He
right.
should. Janabek, who the fuck is Janabek? Janabek is some nigga that everybody thinks can beat Andre, and he's not that good. Janabek has the same credentials as Murata.
Right.
Man,
Worse. He got
this
worse than Murata.
Because
this
he
nigga Polo made his Polo nigga Polo made a fucking Twitter account, Jana back his profile picture off
Oh
of this
my
Andre bullshit. I said, bro, you can't be serious.
He needs to
God.
get a fucking life. He was the one that was saying, how come Andre doesn't want to move up and do what Canelo's doing? How come Andre doesn't want to move up and fight Benavidez? Now all of a sudden he's ducking some nigga nobody's ever heard of.
Heard
Get the
of.
fuck out of here.
Nobody ever heard
Every
of.
what is it about Eastern Europe that every time a motherfucker that's undefeated comes out of there, they think they're about to be the next Klitschko or some shit, and then when they get fucking wasted, the person who wastes them gets no credit. God damn. Like, bro, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Correct me if I'm wrong. Back during the pandemic, people weren't really talking about it. But there was a guy named Sergey Boachuk. 18-0, damn near all knockouts coming out of fucking Ukraine or some shit. They were
Mhm.
saying, oh,
Georgia.
yeah, or Georgia, yeah, whatever. They were
Yeah.
saying, oh, he's the next Triple G. He's the next Triple G. Brandon
Right.
Adams, a dude that Charlo beat that he didn't get
Mhm.
any credit for, got in
Nope.
there and wasted that motherfucker in 7 rounds so bad that he had to lower his competition to fighting on the weekday. How much credit did Brandon Adams get?
None.
How much credit did Charlo get for whooping Brandon Adams' ass 12 rounds? This
Absolutely nothing.
this is the shit I be talking about, man. I'm getting real sick of y'all just popping up any goddamn body talking about these. Oh God. And then when it comes time to put those people in the ring to actually test them out, all y'all do is cry about how the fight shouldn't fucking happen.
They're
Like, oh,
crying about
oh,
why the fuck didn't happen. Yet they're supposed to be these real boxing fans. Like that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. Like, shut the fuck up. Because at this point, we see that the veil is lifted. You niggas get on here to annoy black people, and that's y'all's main purpose. Like that's
The,
it.
the
Y'all want to
shit
annoy black people. That's it.
the shit is fucking nuts because they swear up and down that Charlo needs to fight some certified. No one's doing what Triple G is doing. Triple G beats Charlo. Okay, cool. So Triple G should fight Charlo. No, Triple G should not fight Charlo. What the fuck do you want then?
They don't want it.
Because if they lose to these guys, what you think? We're throwing it. They say, man, they're gonna throw a nigga parade. We don't want to see that.
Right, because I sure
But
am gonna talk shit.
but
You
when
want prime Juice Mello to face 40-year-old Triple G, but
but
you
when
don't want
I
Charlo
said,
to face him, even though you
but
think
they're
he's a
not
big
really
dick.
fans of these guys because when I said that Fundora to me was the top Mexican American fighter, these guys had resistance against me.
Now they want to
That was
claim them.
Polo. That was
And
Polo.
look, they still
They
didn't want to
gonna
claim him
do
necessarily.
Yeah,
But my
I was
thing is
surprised.
this: Fundora beating Lubin is a bigger fight than any other Mexican American win has on their resume.
Facts.
And,
Currently,
and
that's
and then they wanted to say, well, Canelo. I said, Canelo's not American. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
What
come
you
on.
got
Canelo don't even
the
speak
niggas from
English for
Coachella,
real.
man.
He said motherfucker, and people are convinced he now speaks English. That nigga don't speak English.
Or let's party, right?
Yeah, let's fucking party, cabrón. He don't speak no damn English.
Hey, that nigga said no fucking allowed. No, he said no fucking around, but it sounded like he said no
Right.
fucking allowed. I said, what the fuck is this nigga talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he was saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just so aggravating. They'll swear up and
And
down that somebody whooped someone's ass,
and
and then when it's
and,
time to
and
make the
some
fight, all of a sudden it's like, oh no, we don't want all that.
hey, and let me say this too about Canelo. Somebody has taught Canelo how to play the game because Canelo is gonna start to use that white skin of his because look, yesterday when they was had the Masters on, he was training watching the Masters golf tournament.
Which is so corny. Who the fuck watches
Which
golf for real?
which I'm telling you, it just shows, man, he's gonna start to play to that white skin of his, which is smart on his behalf, because then he, you know what I'm saying? He can continue to fight bums and get away with it.
I mean, he been using the white skin and he knows it. That's why he just says, "Oh, I don't really care who I fight. I can do whatever I want." Blah blah blah, and all that weak
Yeah.
shit. That's what else does. I mean, and you know what was funny? Motherfuckers, like all that's happened in boxing yesterday. Motherfuckers are still talking that bullshit. Oh, Ryan Garcia is the A side over Devin Haney if they fight. First of all, shut the fuck up. Nobody's even talking about that. Second of all, no, he's not. Especially if Devin Haney gets this win in Australia, he's definitely not. Motherfuckers gonna
Man,
talk about, oh,
yeah.
his attendance and all this bullshit, comparing Ryan Garcia versus Campbell, and then the only receipts they had went back to Devin Haney versus Abdullah before he was even a fucking champion. So I'm like, okay, sure. So you're not gonna use up to date information for Devin Haney. Gotcha. It's just like, dude, if
Bro,
y'all,
Devin Haney shouldn't even be in the same breath as Ryan Garcia. This man's about to fight for
Right.
undisputed.
I
What the fuck
agree.
is you
that's what
talking
I'm
I
about?
saying.
agree.
I'm like,
What are
why?
you even talking about? I don't even waste my time arguing with him, D.I.
No, I'm not even talking about Ryan Garcia.
That's what I mean. I'm
Until
like,
Ryan Garcia fights somebody.
this
And
Zab
not
Judah
no
said it
young
last
Canelo
night.
Campbell.
Irish.
this
Canelo
Zab
fucking
Judah
motherfucker
said it.
Irish.
this motherfucker has ducked the entire sport of boxing, and your pussy ass is still over here trying to dick ride Ryan Garcia. He's accomplished nothing, and he's a bitch. over here talking about
No.
either way, he's still popular. And then when I said, okay, by that logic, then Jake Paul and Logan Paul are more popular than Canelo since they've sold more pay-per-views than Canelo becoming undisputed, bullshitting around. Fucking
True.
Paul versus KSI did 1.3 million pay-per-views. That's the same as the first Canelo Triple G fight. See, most of you motherfuckers got short-ass memories about how shit works. But Paul versus KSI, that did more than Canelo becoming undisputed. And not to mention, the Paul's social media presence is the only reason why they can come in the game making more money than most professionals. So you see why that logic doesn't fucking work? This is what I be talking about. Like, y'all fucking assholes on Twitter that have accomplished nothing in life, swear to God, y'all are boxing business experts. But then if we check over your W-2s and your assets, you own fucking nothing. If you were the actual guy you thought you were in real life, talking.
Hey, let me say this, D-Hive. You know what's so funny, man, is that, you know, those same guys you talking about, I'm going to tell you why I just don't even listen to them, is because they can say what, you know, act like they experts on stuff, right? They can say that Art Man is capping because he, you know, and ducking this guy when they're not even, when neither one of these guys, Art Man or the other guy, are professional boxers, but yet now Art Man is ducking. And they're the same
ducking.
guy.
What's my consequence if I'm ducking?
Right. You're going to get stripped. And then on top of that, you know, but they listen to, right. They listen to Ring IQ that said that the FBI sent him a notice about Al Heyman. You see what I'm saying?
Oh
like
God,
they talk about. Yeah, he said it.
He sounds like fucking
Alex.
He said it.
He sounds like fucking
said
Alex
it.
Jones talking about, oh yeah, the CIA has been in contact with me.
Yeah,
about
he said that.
And the fucking lizard people, like, shut the fuck up.
He said that.
Fucking psycho.
This a guy that, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what, I mean, I never heard of nothing, no kind of work or anything him talk about. And he said FBI gonna talk to him about Al Heyman. And people actually listen to this guy. That's why I don't care about followers or any of that, because it's all a bunch of crap, man.
And he's he's that dude who keep on talking about this contract. He's one of his people. So I'm like,
right. He probably put him up to it.
Shit? Yeah, he's a fucking, he's probably a burner account, to be honest, like a whole bunch of other people.
I know who he is. I found out who he is. He's some African immigrant.
Oh God, that's even worse.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny?
What y'all talking about?
Motherfuckers be like, oh yeah, I was at the fights and they told me, I heard from some people that somebody didn't sign a contract or Danny Garcia ducked and all these people ducked. It's like, dude, who worth anything in the sport is talking to you specifically? You are nobody.
Nobody.
You're a random nigga holding a beer. Why would they tell you that?
Right.
What the fuck? Like, get these dudes out of here, bro. Like, I'm so sick of these capping ass, garbage ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's a random nigga holding a beer.
Yeah. Like, I'm tired. And then I gotta constantly hear motherfuckers that are like in high school repeat after these garbage dudes. Like,
I agree. That's facts, man. Yeah.
I'm sick of it. And what's worse is that they come at you with the same talking points every fucking day. Oh, Ryan Garcia the A side because he did 5,000 in sales one fucking time. Oh, Lomachenko is this. Oh, Canelo did. Like, shut the fuck up, y'all.
Hey, fun fact of the day.
Yeah,
I'm gonna post this on Twitter. Fun fact of the day: Charles Martin sold more pay-per-views than Lomachenko.
Nigga.
Wow.
I'm saying, bro. Like, get these bitch ass dudes out of here, bro. I'm saying.
I'm about to post that today. They about to get a piss when I say that shit.
Oh, they're gonna try to get you blocked. They're gonna try to block your account today.
Tony Harrison sold more pay-per-views than Lomachenko, nigga. Like, come on.
Again, shout out Tony Harrison, man. That's the best he looked, man, in years. I was happy.
And European hopes, man.
Yeah, and afterwards, that interview was epic because, you know, Number one, he talked about his family. He talked about, helping out those kids. You know what I'm saying? And then he said that he gonna throw wood around and make babies.
I don't like that talk because he's only 31. He needs to focus on some boxing.
He was just entertaining. You know what I'm saying? It was just entertaining. That's why Tony Harrison needs to be in big fights. He need to be in events. Number one, he represent the culture good, and on top of that, you know what I'm saying. I want to see guys like him get opportunities, man, and stop seeing some of these scrubs that they recycling up here. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
like Luis
Tony will fuck
Arias.
around and upset somebody they don't expect him to be, and they gonna be his chin, and he gonna outbox a motherfucker.
That version of Tony Harrison I saw last night fuck around and whoop Charlo ass. If that version of Tony Harrison fought Charlo in the second fight, I don't know. I don't.
I personally don't give. I hate hearing people talk about Tony like he's some fucking just because that Hurd lost, man. That nigga Hurd was huge. The only niggas that have beat Tony is big punchers, my nigga, period. And everybody say whatever they want about him, bro. He is skilled as fuck. He is from fucking
Mhm.
Detroit. He out of crunk. He got skills. He's a somebody in this sport. So all that nonsense niggas be saying about him, that shit dead.
People talk about Jared Hurd like he didn't beat Lard cleaner than Canelo.
Great.
Like
Right.
people forget that Hurd was like everyone at 154 that was in that round robin tournament is fucking certified no matter how they look. Lubin is a certified. Hurd, Charlo, Williams, Harrison, they're all certified. They were all champions at one point and they fought each other. And the reason why people keep thinking they're trash is because they're not used because what they did in that round robin is how boxing is supposed to look. That's
Right.
why people aren't used to it. That's why all the new age fucking fans that are just graduating high school and shit ain't got no pussy yet, ain't paid no taxes yet. They're like, oh, if someone's not getting washed, they're a terrible fight. No, that's what they did at 154. What's currently happening at 147. That's how boxing is supposed to fucking look.
Right.
You're
You
so
ain't supposed to get all these showcase fights. I
yeah,
mean, and guys trying to win. Say
yeah.
what you want to. Um, Lubin was willing to die last night
That's
because he
exactly
wasn't gonna stop.
not at all.
So if he had died, he would have died. No
Exactly.
matter how much you know what I'm saying, how bad his body looked, how his face, all that. That man was willing to die out there in the ring. He came forward. He didn't crumble. He never took a knee. Like like Fundora said when he started getting beat, he took a knee. Lubin
Yeah,
didn't take a knee. He was willing to go
yeah.
flat line out there.
Fundora got clipped a few good times and had to spit his mouthpiece out and take a knee.
Absolutely.
And niggas are saying that he stops Charlo. Man,
Yeah. Hey,
once Charlo get on that ass, it's over.
yeah.
Big
Charlo is gonna move a little
ass
bit
for that
more.
match.
Yeah. Yeah. Charlo, that's a bad matchup for Fundora. But you know what? Let's see it. And I know one thing. I know that Fundora will take the fight, and I know that Charlo will take the fight, and they'll try to win. They ain't gonna go out there like Caleb Smith, Liam Smith, Billy Joe. Ain't gonna be none of this quitting on the stool, and then people make excuses for them. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and that's what I tried to explain to people about that's what I tried to explain to people about the reason why Charlo versus Montiel. Montiel not only was he coming up in weight and wasn't weight drained because they talk about the Jaime Munguia bullshit, but Montiel knew that he probably wouldn't be robbed on the fucking scorecards. He knew he actually had a legitimate shot to win an actual title. He's not fighting someone like Canelo or Fury or Valdez where he has to fight against the machine. He's in there just fighting Charlo. So you might as well and get some work in and put some work in and see if you can actually get the title up off of him. Because you actually have a shot to win. You're not fighting the system. You're just fighting Charlo.
Right.
So people don't understand that when the circumstances aren't stacked against you and you're actually in a fair fucking fight, you're going to fight for it. It's not like when you're fighting Canelo when you know that if you can't sleep this juice motherfucker, that you're not going to get the decision. There's no point in risking getting your ass demolished if you know you're not going to win anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
people,
I got to Yeah, man, I gotta get like I say, I gotta give it up to Lubin because so many people are just so happy about black people losing, and they felt like the whole race lost because Lubin lost. But one thing about it, Lubin showed more heart and spirit than I seen in a lot of people that take losses. Don't get me wrong. You could get one of those guys that come from Guadalajara somewhere, and they willing to die out there in the ring. But so did Lubin coming out of look. They could call him Haitian all they want to. He was born in West Palm Beach. You get what I'm saying? He fought his whole career right here in America with black American friends and whatever. But he brought that spirit to the ring of willing to die. So he get my respect, win, lose, or draw.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't like how all of a sudden people are trying to make it seem like there's going to be some kind of fucking pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for Lubin. No, this is a horrific
Hey,
situation.
hey,
This
hey,
is
hey,
a
but
bad
but
situation.
here's the thing. Here's the thing though, D Hive. The thing that I look at is like this. Let, imagine if Lubin had been in there with a superior puncher. You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been worse. It actually could have been worse.
I mean
You know
that
what I'm
that
saying?
that bruising on his face, I feel like
That
that was worse.
hematoma,
It would have been better
but
if he
but
just
no, no,
got put out.
the hematoma came. Yeah, that was bad. But what I'm talking about, Art, is that even though Fedora, hit him a lot, he was able to get his stuff off. I have seen when guys like when Conwell killed Pat Day in the ring, Pat Day won't able to get nothing off for rounds. He just took a beating and died. Could you imagine Conwell in the ring with Lubin last night, catching them body and head shots? It would have been a ring death.
No, that uppercut that Fundora landed. If Conwell landed that shit, Lubin would have went to bed.
I mean, yeah, I'm telling y'all, man. Like literally, man.
Would have went to sleep.
Guys like Kovalev and Conwell, these guys would have ended this guy's life, man.
I
He
honestly,
got beat last night off an accumulation of shots.
and for Lubin's health, it would have been better if he just would have got slept.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm talking about is that a guy like Conwell is like Fundora, but with harder shots. So that it wouldn't have been just an accumulation. It would have been like every round would have been taking brain cells away.
Conwell been on Twitter because he retweeted what I said. When it was funny, Julius, because when I retweeted your post and I said, and you were saying that Fundora is the best Mexican American fighter in right now, I retweeted Charles Conwell. I was like, Charles Conwell, please fix this, and then he liked it and retweeted it. I was like, oh yeah,
and,
yeah,
and he retweeted when I said, but Conwell was stopping. Yeah,
yeah.
hey,
But did
look,
y'all did y'all
he
see did y'all see though? I've been seeing some Mexicans post saying, "Oh man, seeing how Fedora busted up Lubin's face, nobody's gonna want to fight him."
Oh,
that's a lie.
I'm like,
That's a
what?
lie.
I'll be looking like,
That's a lie.
okay,
Hey,
ugh.
see, hey, but you know what, Art man, I'm gonna tell you this. That's why I love our people because we can see a situation where where everybody running out of the house, and you got black folks that's ready to run in the house, and it ain't all the time because they saw his face busted. It's because they willing to get out of their situation. Charles Conwell is ready to win a world title and ready to make millions. Uh, Charlo, if forced into fighting Fundora, will fight it.
Yeah,
Like, what black fighter is gonna say, "Oh, we ain't fighting Fundora because I think he the best Mexican"? And when I made that comment, I made it and I meant it. Fundora is the best Mexican American fighter. I want someone to tell me what Mexican American born in America now is better than Fundora at the top level of fighting.
shit. You know what?
hey,
While
now that
everybody,
you say that, brother Julius, people on my
Yeah.
post about, I said if Charlo got the franchise belt, would it be considered ducking if he didn't fight Fedora? Uh,
and
pe-
you already know what they said. No, they're gonna once he gets undefeated. If he leaves the division without fighting for fucking Fundora, they're gonna swear up and down.
It was
Oh,
a duck,
Carlos
right?
sucks. Oh,
nope. If I was Charlo, I would purposely seek out the franchise belt. If I beat, I'm like, yep, I don't gotta fight him. That's just how it is, right? Y'all say nothing about Canelo.
Shit, if I was
Right.
Charlo,
I
if
swear I'll be that type of boxer. I swear I'll just be pulling the
Facts.
double
They
standards on
should
you
start
niggas
doing
every
that
time.
bullshit because them other
Right.
fucking fans let
if
this shit go on.
I would handle the business. I would handle the business like Big Charlo did with Julia Williams. I'd be like, since y'all gonna talk shit, I'm fighting this dude on purpose, and when I whoop his ass, I expect y'all to drink a lot of shut the fuck up. And that's exactly what Big Maul did. He was about to leave. He was like, okay, I'm out, and then they was like, oh, but you ducking Julia Williams.
I
Like,
don't know if people
Hey,
remember,
who
he was
but
like,
they
yeah,
who trained J Rock for
I
that
don't know
fight?
if y'all remember
oh shit,
Bread Man, but
goddamn it, Julia.
they booed the shit out of Charlo after that fight.
Yeah, they did. I remember. I
Y'all know they
remember.
booed
I
they
remember.
booed Charlo after that
Yeah,
fight.
I remember. Because he didn't dap J Rock up at first.
Yeah,
Right,
because it was like
right.
he tried to shake his hand and he was like, nah, fuck all that nigga.
Yeah,
Because they was J Rock
He
was
was
talking
talking
big
that
shit.
shit. He was like, he was
Talking
still
big shit.
emotional.
He was like, "Oh yeah,
And
you know,
then,
you're gonna leave the
yeah,
division without fighting me. Yeah, we all know what that's
yeah,
about." Blah blah blah. Charlo said, "Nigga, what? Okay, watch
yeah.
this." Came in there, smoked this bitch ass. He's like, "Nah, you can't talk all that shit."
Hey, you know who that reminded me of? That reminded me of Julio Cesar Chavez. He would do that. I'm talking about senior. He would beat you, and he ain't about shaking your hand sometimes. He wouldn't shake
Yeah,
everybody's hands.
and
That
I
stuff happens in boxing. I
and I
don't know why
love it.
people act like, you know what I'm saying, it's a golf match or
They
something.
and that's why
I love it.
and
They
that's why
gotta
they be
keep it
riding
real.
Triple G's nuts. One thing the fans I hate the most is the oh, I love this fighter. He has class.
He's so
He's
humble.
he's so humble
He's so
and
humble.
respectful. I
Fuck
yeah,
hate
that
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 shit
shit.
is,
I'm like,
bitch
nigga,
you
ass
what
know
the
what
shit.
fuck is
that's
this?
about.
And you know
You
what's
know what
funny?
that's about.
And you know what's funny? That's the only area I've ever given Triple G credit in. The reason why Triple G had so much success against Canelo Alvarez is because he fought him like he did not like him. He fought him like
Right.
he fought him like he hated his fucking guts because he did, and that's why he had so much success. And that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. That's
And
the
that's how niggas still get robbed.
right. I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is because Canelo owns the politics. That's fine. But the reason why people still give Triple G a lot of credit is because that's his only showcase performance, and that's one of the only people he fought like he legitimately didn't like. Everybody else was whack, so he was just playing with him. But when he got in the ring, and you know, like even with Jacobs, he didn't like hate Danny Jacobs. That's why he looked the way he did. But he fucking hated Canelo. That's
And he
that.
fought like he was scared of Dirk
Mexican
Lutsenko.
style.
Yeah, he hated him. He wanted to bomb Canelo's bitch ass out of there. He was like, God damn, I can't stand you with your cheating ass. And that's why he has so much success. So that's why that's
Hey,
that's,
I
that's
I forgot too, man. I wanted to ask y'all. When Benavidez, because I heard people say, well, you know, Benavidez is close to Fedor. He might be better, but you know, the last fight that Benavidez did, he beat a guy, Kyron Davis. Who trained Davis?
oh shit. God damn it. I believe it was Stephen Bradman Edwards, Julius.
Oh, I couldn't remember. I remember somebody was crying, and they were
Oh
Oh
man,
yeah.
crying when they were there. I didn't know. I
you
didn't
can't
remember who it was.
you can't never have Bradman on the show. You can't never. Yeah, if I recall correctly, it happened to be Bradman Edwards.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
shit.
Oh
My
man.
fault, man. I couldn't remember.
See this coach I'm drawing right here?
Yeah, that's Derek
Yeah, I
King.
see that.
Yes, sir.
I hope he's coaching that uppercut. I really do.
Mhm.
Because you saw how many uppercut Spencer's landed on Lamar Peterson. I need that on Ugas.
He was throwing that in the past. He always does that routine with Derrick James. It's
Hey,
like
hey,
Man, I feel like
the one
a
two
fight
dip
dog.
uppercut.
Let me address PH him fight dog or whichever. The reason that I put Fedora over Benavidez
it's a
is
fight
as
dog.
much as I like Benavidez, he got to beat somebody on Lubin level for me to put him above Fedora. You know, point blank.
That's facts, bro. People keep forgetting like
Much as I like him, I'm
Benavidez
just
ain't
They
gonna
gonna
telling
win
you.
say
shit.
just
Yeah.
because he had a belt.
No,
Yeah,
they're
but
gonna say
but
Anthony
again,
Terrell.
we have seen, like, let's be honest, man. If Fundora or Lubin was fighting at 135 or 130 or 168, you don't mean to tell me that them two level of fighters ain't better than the champions at them weight classes? You know, could Cambosis stood up to a Lubin or stood up to a Fundora if he had to fight one? No, he
Cam,
would have quit on the stool.
Cambosis could barely handle old ass Nikki
Yeah,
Gray.
yeah. I'm just saying, right. So could we see him? Could we see Caleb Plant, who was at the fight? I saw Caleb out there. Could he have stood up to that? No, he would have started asking for Fedora autograph. Hey, Sebastian, man, can I have your autograph? I mean, how am I doing in here?
Dude, it's not
And,
like this
and,
man Caleb.
and, and look, that's why I love Fedora because that fight was super hard on Lubin because of one reason. Fedora didn't give him a chance to breathe. He didn't never get a chance to rest. That's why it looked like he was taking such a beating because the guy didn't give him a time to rest. So I'm gonna tell you something. It was one person, like them people threw ice. Somebody in his family threw ice in the ring
That was Lubin's
at
family.
Cunningham. Right, his family. Yeah, that's crap. But let me tell you, somebody who never protested, Lubin.
Yeah.
Lubin never jumped up and down, went crazy. He didn't do nothing.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's kind of like it reminded me of the same situation with Lamont Peterson and Spence.
Yes.
If y'all watched that fight,
Mm-hmm.
Lamont
Barry Hunter.
yeah, Barry Hunter was in there. He's like, "Look, bro, it's not looking good. I'm gonna stop this shit if you keep playing in here." He's like, "I'm good, but you can do whatever you want." To be quite honest,
right.
and it's like, no, you know, you're getting your ass whooped, Lamont. You
Uh-huh.
you getting your ass whooped, and it is
Hey,
what it is.
and go back to it. When he said, "You want to quit?" Lamont said, "Huh? Huh?"
Right? Yeah,
Hey,
he wasn't responding with yes or no. He was like, you can do
he tried to
whatever.
act like he didn't hear.
Yeah, and I'm like, nah, bro, it's a wrap.
I'm
Man.
thinking about it.
You're not even, yeah,
Yeah. Hey, look, man. That's what you got to do for a guy that ain't gonna quit. Them guys ain't gonna quit because number one, they ain't gonna have nobody calling them a quitter. So they'd rather go on out there and die or get flatlined. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it goes.
but
As you
PGH,
got to do it for them.
but PGH Big Dog. I understand that Darrell has had a belt, but check this out, bro. Darrell got a draw with Kyron Davis, who had accomplished nothing, and not to mention how old was he?
Except took a good beating.
Right, and how old was Darrell when he was in there fighting Benavidez? Like 36 or some shit.
Right.
Come on, bro. And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna make me go into Anthony Darrell's resume and pick that shit apart. And let's keep it on.
Badu Jack beat him. So yeah, Badu Jack beat him. Right.
That's what the fuck I'm saying, man. Like, come on,
Yeah.
bro. Like, it's a
Yeah.
bad rabbit hole. But no, Lubin
Yeah.
stylistically is superior to Anthony Darrell. I'm not saying that he has more success against like a motherfucker like Benavidez than Darrell did because we don't know how that fight will go due to the chin situation. But stylistically, and he's better than Darrell.
Hey, you said Kyron Davis and Darrell had the draw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who trained Kyron Davis?
God damn it.
Hey, no, I'm over here laughing at what you said, nigga, because of Ray Jackson post.
Wait, what?
Well, Ray
said,
Jackson
he
posted
said both
a
guys
naked
got
500-pound
he
woman.
No,
Ray,
nah,
my man.
he said both guys got a victory last night, but who wins the fight, Fundora or Harrison?
Oh,
And the
my
guy said
God.
Tony would put up a great fight, but get stopped late. And this nigga D Hodge talk about that nigga get stopped early.
Yeah, bro. Like, what are we talking about? We shouldn't even be talking about no fucking Harrison and Fundora.
I want to see Fundora versus Tim Zoo.
Right. See,
Hey, and that's a
exactly what I'm
knockout.
talking about. That's exactly
But
what I'm talking about.
but guess what though, man? Them guys will go out on their shield. Tim Zoo ain't no punk.
Exactly.
He ain't no punk. And I'm gonna tell you why. When he came to America and when all the race soldiers was talking, remember they were bragging about Tim Zoo? They don't brag about him anymore because he went and fought for PBC. The guy seeked out the best fighters. He said, I want to fight everybody at 154. I want all the smoke. I'm signing with Al Heyman. He could have easily fought in Australia, making money, fighting nobodies. The man said, "No, I'm going to fight, and I want all the smoke. And if he get beat, he get beat." That's what his father did.
Yeah,
His father did the exact same thing.
because
Them
PBC
guys at
controls the
54 are
division.
built different, man.
Yeah, PBC controls that division, and he knows that he'll get fights.
Yeah.
Whereas if you look at the zone and top rank, who do they have at 154 that legitimately fucks with Tim Zoo right now?
They don't have no 154 pounders that I know of, a
They got
record.
the top rank got fucking Xander Zayas, which okay, and, and then the zone has like Ted fucking Cheeseman and Roy Williamson and Egg Scramble and fucking Eggs Benedict. Like,
Scramble eggs.
right?
Hey, look, man.
He's just
D D look, these guys almost start crying when I said something about Zonda Zaires. When I said that the guy can't fight, man. I said, stop it, man. You know what I'm saying? When it was a guy that took a picture with him when he was 6 years old training, I just said, man, these guys can't fight, man. I mean, stop it, man. These guys ain't serious fighters, man. They just gonna beat up on scrubs, the top rank them, make them look like He-Man. Then they go get in the ring with Conwell or somebody and get taken out in the ring on a stretcher, man. Them guys can't fight, man. It's not their fault.
And you know what? I'm not even gonna go so far as to say that Xander Zayas can't fight, but it's just that there
Can't
are
fight.
damn. Okay, well, we can disagree on that, but my thing is there are levels. There are just levels.
Yes.
Xander Zayas is talented and he's active, but then again, you can be active when you're not fighting anybody. Put this nigga like, for example, Julius.
Hmm.
Conwell, Samuel Probellum, NTK has a good relationship with Top Rank. I
Right.
guarantee if they tried to make Conwell versus Zayas right now, motherfuckers would be crying that it's not fair.
Right.
They would
Hey,
be
look, man. You
crying.
said that there are levels, right? It was a baseball scout, a long time ago, man. I was playing some college baseball, right? And I thought that I was good enough to go somewhere. And the dude just told me, man, he told me in a way I couldn't do nothing but start laughing. He said, bro, you can't play baseball, man. Because he was comparing me, man, to the guys in the major leagues, the guys that are out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying that he ain't better than a guy that is holding the beer on the side of the road. You know what I'm saying? But the major league guys, Zayez or however you pronounce it, he can't fight, man. And I seen that fight when they so-called showcase all them Puerto Ricans. None of them got a knockout.
Yeah, that shit was a snooze fest.
Yeah.
They
Like, come
try to
on, man.
align Shakur Stevenson with that shit. Man, if you ever get in
Yeah.
his face,
Man, Shakur ain't falling for that crap, man.
right? I try to these talk about some. Yeah, he's Puerto Rican, bro. Have you heard of his father? Nigga, no, I haven't seen
Man,
his father. I
please.
don't think Shakur seen that nigga either. What the fuck you
That,
talking about?
No.
and you know why? And you know why though? Because Shakur Stevenson know where the bread is.
And that's what I
He
try to
know where
explain
the
to him.
bread is.
I'm like, bro, it's not about him trying to support y'all. It's the fact that he knows that signing the top rank, he do got a little pitch something out there to y'all to get a little extra revenue in there. We all know it,
That's
dude.
all it is to
He's
it,
That's
trying.
man.
all it is. It's
He's
nothing.
trying.
Oh,
He's trying not to get niggers spammed in his inbox every goddamn day. That's what
Yeah, man.
that's the reality of his
Yeah,
situation.
but straight up though, man. These guys, let's just stop. Let's just stop it, man. These guys can't fight. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. A lot of managers,
oh shit, he just jumped out.
Oh, they
But
sniped
shout out to my
him.
dude, loyal to the game, boxing talk. What's going on,
He
man?
talked too much
What's
real
up,
shit.
Art man? How you
Got
doing?
him up out of here.
Hold on. Yeah, what's up? Shout out to my dude, loyal to the game.
What's going on, Art man? What's popping?
Shit, nothing much. You going to the fight, right?
Nah, man. I'm in DC trying to buy a house. It'll be pay per view for me.
Oh, okay. Gonna be wearing the merch at the crib.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. That hoodie is fire, man. That hoodie's fire. You sent me.
Man, I was like, when I was drawing, I was like, man, I knew this shit was gonna sell because it's just, I don't know. I feel like something about Errol Spence and that Cowboy Stadium theme.
Hmm.
People love it. They love just attaching Errol Spence to just the Dallas, DFW area.
Mm.
How you see that fight going this weekend?
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be. It's gonna be one sided. After the fourth round, I think it's gonna be a chess match for a little bit. Ugas don't have no bicycle. That's the problem. And if he gonna sit there and try to trade and bang with Spence on the inside. He gonna get punished. So, I think a lot of people. Why a lot of people think the fight's gonna be close is because the fight between Earl Spence and Sean Porter was close, and the fight between Ugas and Sean Porter was close. But the fight between Earl Spence and Sean Porter was, Earl Spence fucking off, partying, not going to the gym until it was, a fight announced.
Oh shit! Everybody getting sniped.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
Damn.
Oh yeah, someone called my phone.
Oh okay.
Yeah, yeah. Spence was fucking off. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't like taking care of himself. He was partying hard, going to the gym at the last minute. He wasn't doing all the shit that got him to where he was currently at. Like you said, in that all access, he had 1 foot in boxing, 1 foot out the door.
And I was watching that the most recent All Access. I like how he got a nutritionist now. I remember him
Yeah,
saying things like after the fight he couldn't wait to go eat some dirty food.
greasy,
You know what I
yeah,
mean by
greasy,
dirty food,
yeah.
like
Bro, I
He
oily
was
used to
under
see
the
food.
brown
that nigga
paper bag.
posting crazy
Other
crab leg plates, all types of shit.
that's yeah, Errol Spence, he part Jamaican, so yeah,
Mm,
gotta eat.
yeah, yeah. He was wilding for a little bit, man. But
Knocking back oxtails and shit.
Yeah, oxtails and shit.
jerk chicken and shit. But you know what I'm saying. But it looked like it looks like he's a lot more focused than he's been in the past. I mean, I don't think we've seen a good version of Earl Spence since Ocampo, and that's hard to think about because no one really took Ocampo serious. You know what I'm saying? But Mikey Garcia, we saw a drained version of him. We saw another drained version against Porter. We saw a 14-month removed car accident version against Danny Garcia for unanimous decision. And then, I think with the whole Pacquiao situation with his eye, I think it was a blessing in disguise. It gave him more time to rest and heal from the accident. You know what I'm saying? Like when he first came back, he looked a little funny to me. I couldn't just like put my finger on exactly what it was, like something in his face. I know the teeth, the new teeth or whatever, but he looked a little funny.
He looks. I'm not gonna lie to you. I paint faces for a living or whatever. Um, I can tell that Errol Spence's face, it just looks completely different. And not saying that it's totally a bad thing, but it's a bit of age and just going through all of that.
Right, right, right.
Um,
You can
and
party
you could
with
tell
no
his
clothes.
yeah, you could tell his he don't sound like how he used to sound. I don't know if you heard him in that All Access. They played a clip from him from like 2016. He sounded like a totally different person.
Yeah, yeah,
But Errol Spence is more, he's more mature. He's feeling to his body more. I feel like, man, he got his man strength. Ain't no telling he might stop Yugas.
And
yeah.
also, can we acknowledge that Errol Spence's level of competition has been on the upward slope? Because for some reason, people assume that Danny Garcia was some kind of like step backwards, and it's like, no, Danny Garcia is better than a lot of the people that he had already fought up until that point. So the stoppage is getting less frequent. Makes sense. Like Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, these are step ups.
These are
Yeah,
guys who's never been stopped before.
Exactly.
yeah,
People
but
would
Even
I,
against Porter, he didn't really get. Even Bud versus Porter really wasn't like the type of stoppage like a Lubin, fundora, Wilder versus
I kind
Brazil.
of, I mean, I kind of disagree with that a little bit, only because like I picked Terrence Crawford to stop Sean Porter. I had picked Errol Spence to stop Sean Porter, but Errol Spence wasn't doing the shit he needed to do. See, the reason Errol Spence couldn't get the Danny Garcia fight before and the Sean Porter fight before, it was because they were afraid of getting stopped. They saw what happened to big ass Kell Brook, and that's what they was afraid of. It wasn't just losing; it was how they was going to lose. But once he fought Mikey Garcia and didn't stop him, all those guys wanted to fight him. After that, you know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford. That's when Terrence Crawford became real vocal about wanting to fight Spence. Once he never stopped Mikey Garcia, but that's because, again, if you take a look at, you know, pause no homo, but if you take a look at Errol Spence's body composition when he fought Algieri, Bundle, Ocampo, Peterson, and then you take a look at how he looked against uh, Mikey Garcia and Sean Porter, it's almost two different people. You know, he really was fucking off like bad. You know,
Well,
so
I just feel like these guys was just easy work.
well, he didn't do any medically prescribed rehab. He did all his rehab by himself at his house, like
yeah,
kind of in house stuff. So that probably has something to do with it.
yeah. But I'm just talking about pre-accident, like Porter and Mikey fight. It was like he wasn't even doing. He dropped the strength and conditioning coach Blu-ray, who he was like 11-0 with 11 straight knockouts with.
Well,
You know, then
ridiculous.
he wasn't. Then he wasn't even like really working out until it was time for a fight, and he was fighting like every 6 months. So you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like Sean Porter, if anyone remember the Sean Porter fight, Sean Porter, I think they fought in November. Was it November?
Yeah, November.
It was November. Sean Porter was training since like March. Like Sean Porter was training. They was showing pictures of him in March. Like the nigga was almost in training camp back then. Earl Spence came to camp fat, and then like 3 weeks into camp, he put on his Twitter, "No more fat boy," and he didn't even have a six pack yet. He was just losing the fat. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So
And
it's
that's
like,
what in those pictures, those pictures too. When he had the suit on, he looked like a big old Jamaican dude in a damn fucking nice suit. I'm like, man, he is kind of big.
yeah. So you think you already naturally what they call a big welterweight naturally, and then you drinking and not working out, eating, fucking spending money, and then and because you just know that you better than these guys, you like people go, oh, Earl Spence fought Sean Porter's fight. I believe Earl Spence had to fight Sean Porter's fight because when he had time to work on the game plan when you dropping 50 pounds in fucking camp. He's like, how much of the game plan can you really stick to when you gotta lose 40, 50 pounds in camp? Like we all know Earl Spence at the end of the day, if he can't do anything else, he can stand in there and just fight with you and bang with you. If he can't do anything else, and he can do a lot of other things, and that's how he fought Sean Porter. I feel like because that's what he had to do. I like he wasn't 100%. Like this camp for Ugas, it ain't gonna have to be like that because the dude's working on he's actually working on his craft and not even worried about weight. That's like a whole different. You know what I'm saying? He's not even worried. He's not even worried about weight, and on top of him not being worried about weight, he's also like, well, he's hydrated. Like you see his workouts. He's sweating during his workouts and stuff. He's not dried out, so it's gonna be a good fight, man. It's gonna be interesting, man. Real good
Yeah.
fight.
Errol Spence, he's looking good, man. I ain't gonna lie. I must have watched that media workout about 10 times, bro.
Yeah, I watched it.
Shit.
I watched it like I was when it came on. I was working, and I watched some of it, and then I think Friday after work, I actually just watched it on my computer, like watched it, and I was like, he's not even breathing hard after all of that shit he did.
I trust me, I know because nigga, when I be trying to throw them same combinations on the bag, I be tired as fuck afterwards. So I'm seeing him do that shit
I,
like
He wasn't even breathing
I,
and
hard.
kept on going. I'm like, yo,
I definitely feel that because my heavy ass, after I do like a little Mike Tyson peekaboo routine, after 30 seconds, I'll be like, woo. boy.
Boy,
I'm
it's
like,
time to show. It's time for me to take a little water break real quick.
yeah, I what I do is when I hit the heavy bag, I literally because I'm heavy right now. I literally pull up a chair so I can like sit down in between sessions. I'm like,
Yeah, like no, right now I'm weighing at like 164 right now, and that's kind of big on me. So man, I hit the bag. I'm hitting that shit hard as hell. I'm fucking tired as shit afterwards.
right, bro. I be fucking trash on the heavy bag. I'm trying to get better though. But
But yeah, you could just see that he's fit and ready, dude.
and
And
also, oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry. Go ahead, go ahead.
but I just like I was talking to my pops, and my pops was saying, "Oh man, I hope you ain't picking Errol Spence just based off his physique." And I'm like, Pops, it's not just about that. It's that knowing that he has the skill set and he's in physical condition to do it.
Right.
And also, people keep forgetting this nigga Ugas was just on the run from some damn body. A nigga who was like had 12 total fights.
He was scared. No, I don't think he was scared. I think he just knew that he wasn't gonna get the money because you see, you get about his money now.
He
Yeah.
was he was scared, and I'm gonna keep it 100. I was picking Stanionis over Ugas, bro.
Damn.
Real talk. I'll pick fucking Stanionis to get on Ugas' ass for good reason. Because let me tell you, if I feel that if Ugas was really about paper, he would have got one of them niggas out the way then. He'd be like, okay, fuck it. This person is. Let me go ahead and get this, and then we'll get the Spence fight afterwards, real quick. In the meantime, in between time, Pacquiao and Spence, he would have got a little fight in, right? But nah, he didn't want to risk the payday.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was that. I think it's just these guys are really under the advisement of Al Heyman, and Al Heyman is telling them what to do and what not to do. Because, think about Ugas' journey with PBC. When Spence fought Ocampo, technically Ugas was supposed to be his mandatory, right? But they did whatever they did with Ugas, and they made him go one route, and he did everything he was supposed to do, and now look where he's at. He winded up coming all the way back around full circle, fighting Manny Pacquiao, now fighting Errol Spence. He fought Sean Porter. You know, PBC, they be planning shit out, like way out. You know, they did that with Kid Chocolate. What's his name? Peter Quillen.
Quinlan.
You know,
Yeah.
PBC will tell you drop a belt to go in another direction. So I don't think it was that. It was just the fact that it was also because it's about money at the end of the day with these promoters, management companies, and networks. And there was no like him fighting Stanionis would have opened the door for the WBA to keep that tournament going. So they had to like interrupt that tournament and not even let it start that way. Because once they would have done that, he would have been in the tournament, and then how would they have gotten the unification? And
Nah,
that's what they're trying to build up to is this whole unification with Terrence Crawford. You know, PBC wants Earl to beat him so they can then have the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight and make all of that money. So I
no,
wouldn't.
I understand. I understand the politics behind it, but I'm saying that if something would, like for example, if the only reason why the WBA even backed up off this shit is not only because of the step aside bread, but because Ugas and Spence was already signed, sealed, and delivered anyway. The only thing was Spence had already got hurt. So that's whatever. But I'm saying that if it would have come to fruition and that contract wasn't signed and the WBA pressed their hands, I don't think that Ugas beat Stanionis, to be quite honest. I really don't.
I mean, it's possible, but I've seen Stanionis when he fought Delorme. I mean, he let Delorme hang around the whole fucking fight and look
That's
within the time. So
that's true, but he had a broken hand on that. Kind of like Caleb Plant had a broken hand with fucking Truex.
uh,
And also what's his name? Charlo broke his hand off on Castano. So that should be happening.
yeah, it be happening, man. But man, I had called last night's fight. I called it. You know, I was on Everything Boxing's platform, and I said Fundora was going to beat Lubin. He called me out and bet me $100, and I took the bet because look, anytime you got a volume puncher with a chin fighting a power puncher without a chin, I'm gonna go with the volume puncher because they're throwing so much shit, something's gonna hit you. And if your chin ain't good, you know what I'm saying? It's you know, once you get hurt, your power leave. But Lubin impressed me last night. I was, even though I bet against him, when he came back and knocked Fundora down, I wouldn't have been mad if I would have lost the bet just because it was such a great fight and just to see the heart that Lubin had. You know what I'm saying? He
So I
may
said,
not
good thing I ain't put no money on that shit because I was like, yo, I thought Lubin was gonna take it home. Man, it was got to a point where I seen his face coming back to fight. And I said, oh my God, throw in the towel, stop the fight. I literally tweeted, stop the fight.
have.
And as soon as I tweeted, stop the fight, Lubin fucking dropped him. I said, oh, hell no, never mind.
I was
Yeah.
just mad because Lubin was just hanging in there and not stepping around, and just not stepping around. I'm like, get your work in, throw your hooks, and then step around. He would just shell up in the high guard right there for Fundora to let Fundora punch him back. I'm
Too
like,
much pressure.
either take a step back or laterally, just step around. And that's what made me so mad because I've seen him step around with smaller fighters that didn't have as much power or reach, but he didn't do that with Fundora. I was like, what the fuck?
Cause I feel like once you start getting punched on like that, man,
Yep.
your whole game plan changes up, dude. You just like, hold on, I just don't want to
Instinct
get
be
hit like that again.
Shit, my instinct when I get hit with something is to fucking avoid it and move out of the way from the oncoming traffic.
Look, I'm gonna tell you
Right.
like this. I've been in a situation, not no boxing match, but look, I've been in a couple street fights. There was a time where I was fighting a dude, and he had hit me with some shit, man, and I was in that mode y'all played the game Fight Night.
Right.
You know, you get in that stun mode where you like,
Uh-huh.
damn, you don't know what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on, but you just hear.
Where you can't feel your feet. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like some fighters get into a mode like that where it's like, fuck, I'm just basically fighting off of pure instinct now.
Mm.
Yeah,
facts.
I've been in that same situation, and the reason why I say my gut reaction is because that's what I ended up doing. I ended up just taking a step back and then shifting to from side to side, so he couldn't land the same shit on me again, and moving my head. Lubin just stood there and shelled up with both hands.
Dude, there was times where Lubin did some fucking crazy shit, like backing out and still being in this line of fire. And
like they tell you never to pull out with your chin up.
Mm.
and I was like, dude, there was ways that Fedora could have actually got him out a lot earlier. But
I wish he would have. I wish that uppercut just put Lubin to sleep. To be quite
it
honest,
took too bad of a beating for me, man.
Yeah, like honestly, that's why I was telling Julius that it would have been better if Lubin had just got slept and then been over with.
Yeah. It's sad, but I knew it was gonna happen because just watching all of Lubin's fights, his previous fights, he got hurt in all of them. Not really bad, but some of the shots he got hurt with, and it was visibly hurt. They weren't big shots, and I was like, man, like if that continues to happen, I mean, because I watched Fundora fight, and I was like, man, he's gonna be tough for anybody because first of all, because of his height is gonna be tough, and then he's a volume guy, and then what I saw about Fundora that really impressed me is that he could take punch because Lubin's a big puncher. And
man, Lubin was cracking him with some crazy left hand. I feel like Lubin thought like, damn, he not going down after him throwing the punches, had him a little discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got that retarded just chin, bro.
And he took some big ass body shots too on the inside from Lubin.
And that's what I was telling D-Hive. D-Hive talking about he didn't see body shots. I'm like, bro, he was throwing body shots straight down the middle.
I said I didn't see enough body shots. I didn't say he didn't throw any. I just said I didn't see enough. But you saw when he actually took a half step back and threw the right hook to the body like he was doing to the head, Fundora doubled over. And I'm like, he should have kept doing that shit.
Because he cracked him right in the middle of his ribs when he threw that punch. I think you're talking about. Because I told you to take a look at it.
No, I wasn't disagreeing with you. I was saying that needs to happen more often.
Yeah.
I don't know how Lubin. His face was kind of. Man,
yeah, Lubin needs to take a break from the sport for a while.
He need to go to Haiti.
Yeah, he's too.
Talk to them people, help him fix his face up, man. Come back with that energy.
The fuck they gonna do in Haiti? They having earthquakes.
Had that nigga on a spiritual journey or some shit like Wilder doing.
Nigga, you can't go right now. You go to Haiti. My little brother is part Haitian. He go to his wife mom just went to Haiti, and she got robbed on the bus on the way to where she was going. Shit crazy out there. They killed the president out there.
Oh
Haiti
shit.
I
you
Oh
don't.
ain't
yeah.
trying to go to Haiti right now. Trust me.
I don't think Haiti is responsible for their president being assassinated, but that's another shit.
I don't think they're responsible. I'm just saying that's the crazy
It's just a
environment.
wild times
It's
over
just
there.
wild in Haiti. You
Yeah.
don't want to go there if you don't have to
Well,
go.
Art, man, you talking about going on a spiritual journey? you just said he should go down there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's until I
he
heard
might
all
go
that.
to
Until I
the
remember all that shit.
he might be going to the upper room. That might be his spiritual journey. He go to fucking Haiti.
He's like, my people,
Shit.
I'm home, and then get blasted on.
Oh shit! Now we got a fake Shannon Briggs account in the chat talking about somebody knew Lubin was a bum, the male baptizer.
Shannon Briggs looks horrible in the past. Have y'all seen him lately?
Nigga, he shouldn't be on the pads. His ass need to be just chilling and fucking take care of his grandkids.
He looks,
Damn,
he looks terrible.
Right.
damn.
I remember he tried to have a comeback fight and then got busted for like
For
pants. I'm
steroids.
like, hell no.
Yeah.
No, that shit was crazy.
He
It's
looks
like
like,
how you stalking Klitschko and pop dirty.
Because like
he looks worse than Evander Holyfield has on the past last year. It was terrible. I was like, oh,
he was mad because he seen his arch nemesis or whatever, Klitschko, motherfucking get this Joshua fight, and he's like, man, what the fuck? I need to get me a fight like that too. I remember.
bro. I'm sorry, but has Shannon Briggs like ever been good?
Yeah, it was decent.
Like, has he ever been like a real?
Was he like he had his little Berlanga knockout streak too, right? First
that's,
round
that's
knockout.
that's what I'm saying, bro. That's just like, has he ever really been like legitimately rated, or has he always just been like a sideshow Bob ass nigga?
I don't know. He lost to fucking Lennox. All I know is he lost to Lennox Lewis and used to have first round knockouts.
Well, I mean, a lot of niggas lost to Lennox Lewis. I mean, Lennox Lewis type you supposed to lose to. So, you know.
I don't know. That's just crazy, man. I got money on Spence winning this fight though, for sure.
You think he's gonna stop him?
I think so.
I think yeah, me too.
I think
Cause
he's gonna stop Lubin.
like you said, he don't got legs like that, man.
Yeah, he don't have no bicycle to. He's like, I feel like he's tailor made the style, like to sit in there and bang the Spence.
And also, I keep having to remind people, Abel fucking Ramos, who just got demolished pretty much, he had Ugas on roller skates twice.
You said he had Ugas on what?
He had Ugas on roller skates
Twice. And at the end of the fight too.
Yeah, he had him in like the third round, he had him wobbling, and then the 12th round, he had him wobbling. So that's another reason why I think Stanionis would have really got on his ass. Because our man, you was telling me how when Stanionis was fighting Collazo, that shit sound like shotguns.
Yeah, I heard that shit live. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, imagine Ugas taking that left hook. Would have hit the fucking Cuban Weeble wobble.
I kind of felt bad for his ass, Collazo. And then his ass pulled out talking about my arm, nigga. Nah.
Yeah, that's why he quit. He
Cut that shit out.
He pulled a fucking red cash and like an Amir Khan versus Bud. He was like, shit, I ain't trying to get annihilated.
Thanks.
They talking about Spence overrated. How he overrated? How he still the champ? It's not like he ducking smoke.
Errol Spence Jr. is who everybody gives Triple G credit for being.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of the situation. Errol Spence Jr. is who y'all really want Triple G to beat. And he's fucking not. Triple G spent all of his time defending regular titles until he finally got a real belt off of a nigga you have to Google. Nobody remembers who the fuck he got his first real strap from. He was in a division, bullshitting around, crying about being fucking avoided, fought nobody until Jacobs and Canelo, and that's his entire legacy. I beat up Jacobs, barely, and I lost to fucking Canelo. That's it. Meanwhile, Errol Spence, accident after accident, whatever happens to him, still fighting the top comp and unifying the entire division without motherfuckers having to be randomly elevated by the WBA.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no they talk about email champions. Murata's a fucking email champion. We've been telling the WBA to do something about this bullshit for years, and they decide now that Triple G is on his way out. Oh yeah, we can just elevate this nigga. Like okay.
That fight got canceled, and Triple G said, "Hell no, I'm gonna wait. We are gonna wait."
Yeah, they always talk about you can't just sit there and patiently wait for a payday while Oh, this motherfucker has done that now 3 times, going on number 4.
He's in the same weight class forever, dude. But it's okay for him to be in the same weight class forever.
Yeah, no one has ever bullied Triple G into moving up. No one's ever said Triple G you need to move up and do something else and move out
That
of your
nigga,
weight class.
that nigga looked old as fuck the way he was throwing punches yesterday.
He is
Yeah,
old as
and
fuck.
people got upset because I was like, dude, I don't know, man. You let Errol get a couple fights, work his way up to 160. I don't think he can beat him.
And then, but my thing is, people are saying how Triple G is still a better opponent for Canelo than Charlo, and I'm like, you know, you're lying, because if that was the case, you would just tell Triple G to go for undisputed at 160 right now and then fight Canelo. But you have no faith in Triple G to beat Charlo right now. You don't.
We live in a who has he beat? He don't deserve a fight era.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fucking trash.
facts.
And it's funny because if you use that logic, Benavidez don't deserve a Charlo fight. Because who the fuck is
If you look,
Benavidez been
if you use
fighting?
that right, if you use that logic, Benavidez, the other Benavidez, his younger brother, didn't deserve a Bud Crawford fight.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Shit, so it's like that logic is so
If you
fucking
use that
stupid.
logic, there's no way in hell Rocky Fielding even deserve a fight because Rocky Fielding was not no fucking mandatory title defense. He wasn't a champion that you had to go get his belt from. Oh wait, he was a regular champion.
Yeah,
The same
Rocky,
shit y'all said y'all don't care about.
When they
Rocky,
were saying he was a champ in another division after he won that belt.
yeah, Rocky Fielding does what y'all claim y'all hate Tank, what y'all claim y'all hate Tank does with the smoke Reggie. Rocky Fielding, the smoking Reggie his entire career, was a nobody before Canelo and is a nobody right now.
Mm.
You can't even tell me his
This
last
nigga
fight.
had the nerve to call out Caleb Plant. I said, you know
Rocky
what? They,
Fielding.
yeah, Rocky Fielding called out Caleb Plant.
Oh well, I mean, shit. He figures if he can get a Canelo fight, he definitely get a Canelo fucking victim fight.
Yeah, Canelo victims fight. That should be lit.
Yeah, the battle of the victims.
Yeah,
Yeah, fucking
yeah, yeah.
Ugas is an email champion. Okay, well, nah. At least Ugas fought the man who had the fucking belt.
Right.
Who the fuck did Murata fight? Murata was elevated to the WBA Super for nothing.
Yeah,
Who did he fight?
yeah. Ugas was awarded the belt and then fought the person he was awarded the belt from and beat
Yes, he defended it against the former belt holder.
him. Right.
So it's like you talking about Ugas is an email champion. That may have been true, but then he earned it.
Mm, mm, mm.
Shit, the people who got the franchise belt didn't have to defend it against the people who would have fought them for the real belt. Like Canelo didn't have to go back and actually fight Charlo. Lomachenko didn't have to go back and actually fight Devin Haney. They just got a belt and took off.
Mm.
Shit, Ugas actually doubled back and got some legitimate smoke. Also, because the big ass payday. Don't know if he's gonna be able to keep that woman he got. But it is what it is. So you can call Ugas an email champion, but at least he's fought some fucking certified.
Thanks.
Motherfuckers talk about, oh, he's undefeated. And then you look at the resume and it's like, oh well, yeah, no wonder he's fighting motherfuckers who work at KFC. Like we don't know any of these people. Like I swear, after Benavidez beats David Lemieux, I swear to God, people gonna be saying, "Oh my God, he's the ultimate badass." Look at fucking boom, 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 boom. Like, ugh.
Somebody tried to tell me and say, "Oh well," because I said David Lemieux's trash. He said, "Well, your boy Benavidez is fighting him next." I said, "Nigga, I don't give a fuck. What that got to do with me?
Benavidez is
Nigga
doing,
said your boy.
yeah,
Your
Benavidez
PPC boy."
Benavidez is doing that because his manager tripping on the Andre fight. They apparently the Andre is like the most dangerous opponent ever to them because they want all this money for it. Canelo is not interested in fighting him, and Charlo hasn't decided if he wants to move up yet. So but Benavidez can always fight David Morrell Jr. His crazy ass sitting there, and I don't think he's gonna turn down no smoke. So
Man goes now. If I start saying that, if I start pushing for that fight and say, "Well, he did say it. He did say he want to have it,"
yeah, so
then
they're
they'll
gonna
say, "Oh, Art man, you're just a hater.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
ducking."
They're gonna be like, oh, David Morrell, what has he done? He's fought 5 fights. He doesn't deserve to fight David Benavidez, the contender. Like, what the fuck?
What do y'all think about this whole situation with Crawford stating like he don't want to fight Keith Thurman, he just want to fight Earl Spence?
Wait, hold up. Crawford said he didn't want to fight Keith Thurman?
That's what's coming out. Basically, he's trying to not fight anybody and
Oh,
wait and
He just wants straight Errol Spence.
Oh hell no! I know that, and you know what? Okay, so I talk a lot of shit about Keith, and sometimes our man and him be getting on my ass because I don't show Keith enough respect. I will admit, I didn't accuse him, but I assumed that Keith Thurman was the one that didn't want Bud. But now it's Bud that didn't want Keith Thurman.
I just want I think it's interesting, right? Like
Oh,
to look at the
nigga.
history, like to look at the history of it all. People, Bud fans, his camp, everyone was screaming how Spence was ducking, how he didn't want to fight Bud, and all this stuff. And people like myself were saying, the business and the politics is getting in the way. Now, as soon as the dude gets out from under Top Rank, he sues Top Rank for the same reason that he was blaming Earl Spence, basically stating that they couldn't get him the big fights, right? But you blamed it on Earl Spence, and then now it's like now that you free from them and you're a free agent. Now it's like you don't want to take tough fights. It's just like you want to express pass to a payday. You want an easy route to a payday.
But
You
Keith
know,
Thurman is the payday though. I don't know why he wouldn't take that smoke. I had him stopping Keith Thurman
yeah,
right away.
yeah, but you know what? It's also about how much wear and tear you're gonna take from Keith Thurman before you get in there with Earl Spence. People want to get in there fresh. You know, they don't want a tough fight before they go into another tough fight, which is the difference between Spence. He'll take tough fight after tough fight. But I knew it was I'm gonna tell you when I knew there was a telltale sign for me is when they were saying that Ugas was gonna go into that tournament, and then Bud people kept saying, "Oh, Spence is back in the corner because he gonna have to fight Boots because he's the IBF mandatory to fight us." And then when the fight got made with Ugas and Spence, Bud went on vacation while Jerron Ennis was the highest ranked uh person available in the WBO. And it's like then when you say, "Oh, that would be a good fight. Let's see that fight." Then it's like, "Oh, well, what has Ennis done to deserve a fight with
Yeah,
Bud? Well, what does Jose Benavidez do to deserve a fight with? But who he fought?"
that's what I was trying to tell people. I was trying to say that Jerron Ennis is the number two for the WBO. Terrence Crawford's last fight was the number two for the WBO because Virgil Ortiz Jr. clearly doesn't want the Bud smoke.
Right,
So I was like, if Bud needs to stay busy fight and y'all think he smokes Boots, let's just give Boots smoke him
get him
out the
out
way.
the right,
Yeah, get him out the way. That'll basically be like a Canelo level win for Bud because that win is going to age beautifully. Boots is going to lay waste to pretty much every division he's in if he can't beat Crawford. So I'm like, what's the problem? He can have a little stay busy fight, teach Boots a little boxing lesson, and then he can move on to Spence with like the ultimate and be like the ultimate guy. But people are like, nah, it's not fair. You hating on Bud. Boots need to fight Spence. Spence needs to fight Boots. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Because then, if Spence fights Boots, you're just gonna say he ducking Bud some more.
right.
So
I understand.
what the
Right,
fuck?
right, right, right.
What are we doing?
Yeah, it does. None of it makes any sense. So now they just come up with any narrative, but it's I'm just interested to see what he's going to do because that see what he's doing right now is the same. Like he doesn't understand how much uh like evidence he's giving Bob Arum in the lawsuit because what he's doing right now is evident because Bob Arum said he's hard to work with and he didn't want to sign. He never wanted to sign contracts, take fights.
You'll turn that light on, please.
You know what I'm saying? And now we back with a whole different company, and you doing the same thing.
And the worst part is too is that he's talking about Spence and Charlo or whatever, and I'm like, so that's what's gonna happen in both situations. You just want to sit around while the champs work their ass off, going through war after war after war. So you can come up on undisputed in one fucking fight in both divisions. Like this just it's just irritating personally. Like in both situations, at one point, like I even said, if Crawford were to beat Spence and Charlo back to back and become three-time undisputed, he'd be top 10 all-time great. And there really couldn't be shit anybody could argue. And I still hold that to be true. But it's just irritating as a boxing fan to see him in both situations while the champions have gone through war after war after war, cleaning up the entire division, he gets the undisputed opportunity off top,
Right.
just in one fight.
Because he beat Julius and Dongo for undisputed at 140. You know what I'm saying?
Like it's just oh my god, like
That,
it's just
and that's why when people try to give Floyd a hard time, but you can't compare Floyd and Bud because two reasons. Floyd, if Floyd was Bud, right? Floyd would have long since fought Errol Spence because he would have just took less money to prove that he's the best, like he did against De La Hoya. That
right.
if you have that type of confidence, right, and you know that there's a pot of gold on the other side of the rainbow, you're not going to sit around and wait for big guarantees. I understand you got to negotiate, but Floyd, look at what Floyd did for the De La Hoya fight. He fought the weight that De La Hoya, the ring size, the gloves. He gave De La Hoya everything. 20, I think it was like a 75-25 split. But after that, he was the man. He didn't need Oscar no more. And then on the flip side, another reason why we can't compare him to Floyd is because look what Floyd did to Canelo. When Canelo was up and coming and he was young, and Floyd was old, like 36, 37 when he fought Canelo. He fought him when he was young, undefeated, and hungry. He didn't say who he fought and all this other stuff. He went
He
and
was
knocked him
asking
out
who he
early.
fought, and y'all wasn't hearing that.
Yeah, he like y'all like the public. People forget the public threw Canelo on Floyd, and Floyd wasn't even sure who the fuck he was. He was like,
He was
"Wait,
like, "Wait, who? Who?"
who am I ducking now? Who the fuck is this?"
Right.
And then when he finally identified him, he was like, "Oh, y'all think he the man? Okay, let me show y'all what it
Yeah,
really
he like you talk about the nigga who fought him on undercards.
is."
Bro,
And
the fact that he made it one of his easiest fights of his careers,
Yeah, that was insane.
that's actually one of my favorite Floyd fights
and,
based off of like stuff like
He
that because
embarrassed Canelo, man. He
yeah, they
embarrassed
had
Canelo.
the Canelo and his team had that shit scrubbed from the internet, but no, but that's what I'm saying. And you notice how we didn't even question who Canelo fought. We were just like, okay, cool. Y'all think he the man? Prove it then. Let's go ahead. And if he knocks out Floyd, then we'll shut up. And then that's not how it happened. That's how Bud fans need to be about Boots. Let us show you. Okay, cool. Bud knocks him smooth out. Okay, cool. Show us what it really is and smoke Boots immediately. Get in there and beat the shit out of him so we can stop talking shit forever. That's like when Tim Bradley was talking to that one reporter dude. He was like, Boots and Terrence Crawford? And I'm like, nigga. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up like that Green Beans fight didn't just happen. Like Sean Porter wasn't up on the cards. Like,
Bro, it's because Tim Bradley got his ass whipped by Bud in sparring, so he be nut riding.
dude, Tim Bradley got fucking ragdolled by Provodnikov, a nigga who's accomplished nothing.
Yeah, a nigga who got beat by Chris Algieri.
Right, what the fuck are we even like? Dude, fuck Tim Bradley sometimes, man. Like he's balling, fucking blood head having ass. He's so annoying,
Imagine what Errol would have did to Tim Bradley.
bro. Dude,
The same nigga who when the WBC ordered them to fight, retired, and then when he got questioned about it, he's talking about size of the street. But 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 just 5 minutes before that, he was knocking Earl for talking about size of the street.
and it's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny because in 2021, because this should happen like last year, niggas really had Tim Bradley doing something with Earl Spence. I'm like, oh my god, you guys are retarded. You guys don't know anything, bro.
bro, I see what you're talking about. I seen that post. That
Bro,
shit was dumb.
and I had to explain to them. I'm like, Tim Bradley has the same number of knockouts Devin Haney has, and he retired with that. I have to tell niggas. I'm like, bro, Tim
Yeah,
Bradley
yeah,
retired with
yeah.
the amount of knockouts that Devin Haney has right the fuck now.
Yeah, I mean, Tim Bradley was he was a pretty good fighter. I mean, he was nothing super special. He wasn't trash, but he was nothing super special. So
No, he was top shelf smoke at one point, but again, y'all can't make him seem like he's the ultimate badass all of a sudden because it fits a narrative.
right,
And some of the shit he be talking is wrong.
Right.
And all I'm saying is, and I'm not even necessarily talking about the the Boots Bud situation. All I'm saying is, if Bud whoops Boots ass like it ain't shit, whenever we talk about the fight, it should not be a problem.
Right.
Y'all should be like, make the fight then.
Yeah. Why is it? Who is he fought?
Yeah, why even go there? Because who the fuck did Green Beans fight?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like Green Beans had a draw with Ray Robinson, a person Ugas who has 12 knockouts on his record right now, knocked out.
Facts.
So it's like, okay, so y'all want props for Green Beans. Okay. I see. All right. Y'all want props for Amir Khan. Y'all want props for Kell Brook, who everyone knew couldn't barely make the weight when he fought Errol Spence in 2017.
And his chin is neurologically just disconnected. Like he's screwed. It don't matter what way he fights it. It can fucking Amir Khan could go up to fucking 168, and that chin is just not doing nothing.
Right. He could fight a nigga at 130 and get knocked out.
Yeah, like it just
his chin fucked up.
yeah, like his brachial nerve or something is just is fucked.
Yeah,
like
it's shot.
Like
It's out. He
he's
took
the type,
too many blows.
he's the type of nigga that if his wife slap him too hard and it hits right on the chin, he might fucking fall like double over. So
If the bitch breathed next to him or cough or something, he might get knocked out.
right. So I don't even count that bullshit. But I just found it funny how when Errol Spence off the accident fighting Danny Garcia, they said he was a wash gatekeeper that didn't show up to fight. But as soon as it looks like Danny Garcia might be fighting Bud, Danny Garcia is a hard punching welterweight. I'm like, get that weak shit up out of here. Get that weak shit out of here. I'm tired of y'all. Okay, like this is like y'all should like. It's just weird how excited they were about that fight. I'm like, dude, that fight is nothing.
Facts.
I'm like, that fight is like if Bud were to stop Danny Garcia, what like that would be putting an explanation point on like, oh, he's been beat up 3 times, but Bud stopped him. So no, that's really like what the fuck, like, dude. Like, that shit is just annoying to hear. Like, oh, he got his ass whooped 3 times, but Bud put it into that shit. He stopped him for real now. Boo, 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 boo. Like, oh, I just.
They'll give Bud credit for stopping Kell Brook, but say Kell Brook was damaged against Triple G. But then if you ask them, you know, who was they say Kell Brook had 3 wins before he fought Bud. If you ask them who were the 3 people, they can't tell you.
Right, because I definitely can't. Like they say that Kell Brook was permanently broken after Triple G, but after Errol whoops his ass and he comes back and fights 3 bums, suddenly he's all rejuvenated, even though both fucking eye sockets were broken.
Come on now.
Like it's just like I like Terrence Crawford as much as the next man, but his fan representation is buns. They
just like when he fought Amir Khan, they fought at 149, and that was because of Amir Khan. Not what he. The reason his fight with Amir Khan, Kell Brook, that is, with Amir Khan had fell apart, and Amir Khan went and fought Crawford instead, is because Khan was crying about a rehydration clause, and he didn't want Kell Brook to get too big. You know, and that just show you that Kell Brook couldn't really make 147 like that anymore. And he made 147 and fought Bud, but he hadn't fought at 147 in 3.5 years. You know?
And yeah, man. And then it's crazy because during the lead up to the Kell Brook and Amir Khan fight, because fucking Bomac was training Amir Khan, people really thought that was gonna matter. And I'm like, oh my god, y'all are just in love with this camp. Like, it's not gonna matter. Kell Brook is still gonna get in there and whoop his ass. Amir Khan's gonna have some good moments. He's gonna box him well, but at the end of the day, he's gonna get on roller skates and then he's gonna get stopped up against the fucking rope.
Yeah, because Kell Brook, if he can't do anything, he has great timing with that jab. Great timing, and anything that hits Amir Khan flush is gonna hurt him. Anything.
Shit, you could clip Amir Khan to hurt his ass.
I mean, you could smack him in his face with a Q-tip. You know, he gonna have stinky legs. So
yeah, and they thought that Bomac was gonna be the big difference maker, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, okay.
I mean, if we're being quite honest, besides Bud Crawford, who has Bomac led to victory in his last year?
I'm not even sure what his current stable looking like now. Because is he coaching Keyshawn and Shakur?
No, no. All his fighters in their last fights, besides Bud Crawford, got stopped. Hook
You know what? Oh, he was talking too much real shit. They cut him off.
Oh shit.
He was talking too much real shit, just like they got Julius. Now they got now they got.
Nah, our boy, he be talking that real shit. Art man, he our best supporter for real. He bought he was actually one of the very first person to buy the merch when I first started doing it. Hell yeah. So I fuck with bro. Dude, I can't wait to my Cali trip. I know it's a little bit off of boxing, but I can't wait to go to California.
When he's gone.
Don't you miss California sometimes, D-Hive?
Absolutely, that's my home. That's where my mother still lives. Where my family is. That's where I'm most familiar. I've lived most of my life there. I absolutely miss it.
I'm trying to hit the beach up.
But when you gone?
The end of this month.
Okay. Yeah, weather should be straight.
You think it's gonna be like t-shirt, like tank top weather?
Probably. I mean,
I mean, last time I ran like right around this time last year, like early April. Man, it was chilly as fuck. I was like, man, but it wasn't like Minnesota chilly. It was like y'all got a different type of chilly out there in Cali.
Yeah, because you're close to the water. It's a lot of wind. It's a lot of wind chill. But when the wind stops blowing, it gets hot.
Yeah, I'm about to go have a ball out there. But shit, I gotta get up off this live though. Um, shit, man, it's fight week, dude. I can't wait.
Spend two guys.
Spencer, you guys, we gonna chop it up some more. Um, but Lubin, hold your head up, and y'all better not stop trying to run the fucking fundora and claim Mexico. Team
I mean,
Mexico.
they already doing that shit. They're like, oh, Fundora is a top three 154. He stops Charlo. He stops
Mexicans
Chicano.
run boxing.
Yeah, he stops everybody. When Paco's account got sniped, I was like, how did Paco get clipped, but not a lot of these other dudes?
I'm surprised that one dude ain't get clipped.
Yeah, like that dude, fucking father of the year, he needs to be gone. He's fucking absolute trash.
Facts. But shit, I'm out of here, y'all.
All right,
All right, fellas.
Well,
all right, later.